Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I've got another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play this video and talk about things that are going on to better explain what's going on and talk about things that I think that are being done right and are done wrong. Here we go.
The images and information you are about to see may be disturbing. Expression is intended to provide. At approximately 3:09 a.m., Harris County Sheriff's Office Patrol Bureau deputies were dispatched to a disturbance call reported at the Exxon gas station located at 10303 North Freeway. The caller reported that a man was damaging the fuel pumps.
What's going on again?
I'm parked in my truck behind the store, and a girl came and said that the place is on fire.
Do you see any flames?
No, I'm gonna pull up right now.
What did she say was on fire?
She said the store was on fire, and this guy's out here tearing up shit. I'm probably tearing up something.
Your name? Okay. Let me know what you see that way.
Okay, I'm going in. I don't see any fire.
You said
I don't see any fire, any smoke.
Okay, so you said there's somebody there tearing stuff up? What do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you need to, if you could send the sheriff out here to, he's damaging the pumps, tearing the pumps up.
Damn. He's just...
Oh my God, he's just tearing the whole place up, tearing up all the pumps. I don't see the attendant inside, because they're usually inside. You know, they lock the door at night.
Hope that hurt. See how he braced himself there? He was waiting to rip that thing and fall again. Unfortunately, when he fell, the best thing would have been if it just would have knocked him out, hitting his head. That would have been the best case scenario, but unfortunately that just doesn't always work out. This dude he's completely destroying this place. I guess he wasn't happy with the fuel prices. No telling how much monetary damage this has caused. Aside from just the equipment being broken, the fact that it would take some considerable amount of time to fix these things, obviously people are not stopping by to purchase any fuel. So there's that monetary loss there as well, loss of business. And then for the location itself, for the investigation, they had the property closed off, so no one can even go in there and buy anything. So this one dude has caused a significant amount of monetary loss for this business.
Two deputies arrived at the scene at 3:12 a.m. Deputies observed the male, later identified as 36-year-old Levincer Swanson, behaving erratically and damaging the fuel pumps at the business. The deputies instructed Swanson to stop and lay on the ground. Swanson laid down on the ground but became combative as deputies attempted to place handcuffs on him. Both deputies deployed their tasers as they worked to gain control of Swanson. Swanson continued fighting, causing one deputy to drop his taser. The struggle continued as deputies repeatedly instructed Swanson to stop fighting. One deputy then fired her duty weapon twice, striking Swanson in the torso.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! No, it's I won't at one point. Get on the ground! It's gonna be a black male, black shirt, brown pants. He's not complying. Get on the ground, I'ma fucking tase you! Get on the ground, I'ma tase you! Get on the ground! Put your fucking hands behind your back! Put them behind your back! Don't you fucking move! I want this one to take you. Put your hands behind your back.
Hands behind your back. Bring it back.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Put your hands behind your back! Now! Get on your stomach! Get on your stomach now! Get on your fucking stomach! Do not move! Do not fucking move! Do you hear me? I will tase you. Put your hands behind your back. Put it behind your back now. Get on your stomach! We're fighting one. Got my taser! Grab it. Fuck you, motherfucker! Yeah, fuck you! Shots fired. No, it's the only one going. Here's supposed to traffic, emergency traffic. One of those black shirt, brown pants. He's not complying. That's sure, male, not complying.
I got him. Keep your hands down.
Put your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind your back. Bring it back.
Let me get this one.
Hey, put your fucking hands down.
Put your hands behind your back.
Hey,
now.
put him down.
Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach now.
Put him down now.
Get on your fucking stomach. Do not move. Do not fucking move. You hear me? I will tase you. Put your hands behind your back. Put it behind your back now. Get on your stomach.
This motherfucker.
We're fighting one.
This motherfucker, stop! Oh, fuck. Fuck! Let go of him! Fuck! Fuck! Stop, dude! Let him go! No! Let him fucking go! Let him go, dude. I'm about to fucking shoot you. Let him fucking go. Let him go. Oh my God, I don't want to fucking shoot him. Let him go. Oh, hurry, I'm gonna have to. Are you okay? Are you? Did I hit you? Sit down. Sit down. Don't fucking move. Don't fucking move.
Right there. Right there. Somebody saw it. Right there.
I gotta hurry up.
Traffic emergency, traffic 104. Black shirt, brown pants. He's not complying. That shirt, my own nose, complying. Fight one. City officer 10303 North Freeway 6. Shots fired.
Swanson was taken by EMS to an area hospital where he was pronounced deceased. The male deputy was also transported by EMS to a different area hospital where he was treated for his injuries and later released. The information included in this video is preliminary. As of the release date of this video, an investigation into this incident is ongoing by the Sheriff's Office Homicide Unit. The Harris County District Attorney's Office is conducting an independent investigation, which is standard when a deputy uses deadly force.
Damn. Yeah.
Push it! Don't you fucking move! I want this one to take.
This is pretty common for female officers. Call it sexist if you want, whatever. This is not unusual. In fact, it's such a common thing that it is a common gripe, a common complaint all across the nation. There's just so many people who don't have a whole lot of faith in many female officers. Now, with that being said, there are some female officers out there that are hell yeah. But unfortunately, there's just not enough hell yeah ones out there. A lot of them are just like this one right here. Just totally incapable. She was able to jump through the hoops for the requirements to be hired and pass the training in the academy, and obviously passed the hoops for FTO and is now on the street. So there had to have been someone at some point before she ever got released to be on her own on the street that said, "Hey, maybe this is not a good idea." There had to been someone out there who said, "Yeah, this probably isn't going to work out." Um, Unfortunately, because of red tape and practices and how stuff are done, that person either didn't have a good voice to be able to say anything, or if they did say anything, it wasn't documented, or even if it was documented, it's buried and it's just not somewhere that's easily searchable or discoverable. But I guarantee there's someone at some point had to have been saying something, at least thinking something, to say, "Hey, this is not going to work out." And I wouldn't be surprised if there was more than one person. Um, she just doesn't have a command presence. You can see her fumbling with the cuffs when she gets up there. Like she's just this ain't for her. It's not. I mean, you could chalk it up to saying she's new. Still, it's just this line of work is not for her at all. I guarantee she probably spends quite a bit of time in her car on her phone taking freaking TikTok videos and taking selfies. Um, so this practice here of taking the taser and ramming against a person's body like that, I don't see the point in doing that, because once you pull the trigger on that taser, um, the darts, if they're making contact like that, the darts are not going to be coming out. They're going to be stuck within the cartridge itself. The blast doors aren't going anywhere, right? Um, you can fire the taser at close proximity, allow the probes to basically go into that same spot side by side in the same kind of position and orientation that they would have been coming straight out of the cartridge. But then you can just take the gun and ram it into a lower part of their body to achieve neuromuscular incapacitation. So when this officer does finally decide to deploy taser, I don't even think any probes were able to exit the cartridge and go into the person. So he's just allowing the arc to go through the contact points on the exterior part of the cartridge, and it's just causing pain at this point. Um, People can fight through pain. Obviously, this dude fought through the pain and was able to fully resist and going in the handcuffs. So this is a training failure, in my opinion. My thoughts on taser training are the instructor class, I think, should be what the user class is. In the instructor class, you get to shoot multiple cartridges. You get to go through a lot of different scenarios. When I went through the instructor class, I mean, they brought out the pizza box trays of cartridges. I mean, it's literally like a big ass pizza box. They open it up and it's just full of cartridges, and they had multiple of them. And I don't know how many cartridges we shot in that damn class, but each person got to shoot a lot. You had the blue cartridges that you would do for the force on force evolutions, and there's multiple scenarios that you went through. I mean, I probably fired like at least probably 10 blue cartridges, maybe 15. I don't know. It was a lot. And then as far as live cartridges and stuff, again, you fired multiple of them. So you get to shoot a lot in the instructor class. In the user class, you may not always get to be able to shoot that many cartridges, depending on the agency. So agencies will send people to instructor school to become certified to teach the taser class, and then they get to come back to the agency and put on the course. Well, the agency may not have enough money to buy all the other stuff for training. They may not be able to afford the taser training suit and all the blue cartridges that are needed. They may not be able to afford all these other cartridges to blow through for a good training evolution. They may only be able to provide the minimum amount of cartridges for training. For a student, you fire one live cartridge at a target, perform a reload, and fire another. And then there's a cartridge that's used on them for the exposure part. So you got a lot of places out there where the students themselves are not shooting a whole bunch of cartridges, and that's largely due in part due to the cost of these freaking cartridges. So that particular model taser he has is an X26P as in Papa, X26P taser, and it fires the square shaped cartridges, and those things are, I mean, they're basically $50 a cartridge. They're not cheap, and so if it takes 3 cartridges per student, you're already at $150 right there. Times that by X amount of students, and that cost goes up really quick. So taser, they can, afford to go through a bunch of cartridges in an instructor class because it's at cost for them, whatever the cartridges cost to them. It's when the students go back to their agencies, they're now dependent on those agencies' budgets. And as I said, they may not be very high, and they may not be able to do what is needed. When officers are going through the academy, they may learn there at the academy the taser stuff. They may be able to get to fire a bunch of cartridges there. But when they come back to the academy and they do their recertification on the taser course, it is not being replicated the same way that when they first initially took that class. And so 5 years after someone has taken their initial taser class, 5 years after, there's a degradation in skill level because they're just not replicating what they got to do in that first class where they got to fire a bunch of cartridges and do a bunch of different reality-based scenarios. There's some places that may do the research class and all you do is sit through a PowerPoint and take a little test and you're done. You did your research. Or you may fire 2 cartridges. You may fire one at the target, do a reload, fire another, and then boom, you're it. That's it. You're done. You walk out. And then there is, practices of what people are doing out in the field, and this is one of these things where probably what he's doing, he's been pressing this thing against people and gets compliance out of them, right? You press that object into them, it becomes a reality to that person, and then they can calm down. So I would say that is a fortuitous outcome that reinforces bad tactics. It reinforces bad decisions. Just because you've taken this taser and you've pressed it up against someone and you got compliance out of them, it doesn't mean that what you're doing is a good tactic, because you were putting that taser so close to their body, taser to skin, that if you need to fire this thing, you're not putting cartridges in them.
Me, I will tase you. Put your hands behind your back. Put it behind your back now. Get on your stomach! We're fighting one. My taser!
So the guy, suspect attempts to take the taser away from the officer. He reaches back there, grabs a hold of it, grabs a hold of the arm at least. That's the officer's using to hold the taser. And here you can see there's a fight over this taser weapon here. The female officer does deploy her taser on this guy. We don't see it too well through her camera footage because of, one, she's got that microphone hanging out in the front, but also just due to the camera view itself. You can see that she's got a taser out. She does deploy at some point, and she's touching him with the taser. You see the wires coming out of it, and then she slaps him a couple times. Again, I don't recall in any of my taser training classes to whop the person with the taser. The only time you take the taser and you hit them with it is when you're ramming it into them to achieve your 3-point contact to achieve an MI. So again, this is a training scar. She just hasn't trained well enough on it. Can't tell from this distance what taser she has. If she has the X26P like the other guy did, then obviously we know that the first cartridge she fired was ineffective. She needs to conduct a reload. If she has an X2, all she has to do is fire a second cartridge. And if she did have an X2 and she did fire a second cartridge, then probably what's going on is the probes are too close together to achieve an MI. So if she fired both cartridges out of the X2 and one set of probes is low, one set is high, all you got to do at that point is hit the arc button on the side, and that energizes both cartridge bays, and then you can achieve an MI that way. Same with Taser 7. So again, it just goes back to a training issue. They're just not trained well enough on the conducted energy weapons. We also see that as far as touching goes, the only time she makes contact with the bad guy is when she attempts to cuff him. She fires her taser into him. She smacks him with the taser, and then she shoots him. A lot of the other times, she's actually grabbing the officer and holding on the officer some. Her willingness to engage physically is just not there. Like, she has no desire to go hands-on and get involved in this fight. She's scared. She's timid, right? Like, we obviously know she's scared because she ended up pulling a gun and shooting the guy. This is ineffective. She just, as I said before, she does not need to be in this line of work. And there had to have been at some point, as I said earlier, at some point, they had to have, she had to have dealt with someone combative before. There had to have been a combative situation where this type of behavior was probably observed. And why wasn't anything done about it? Well, I'll tell you why. Because agencies are so desperate for staffing. They will overlook things just to keep a person on and keep them on the road so that less people are having to work overtime and it's not causing a headache for admin. And because it takes such a long time to put a person on the road, it's an accepted practice. When you think about the hiring process for an officer, you put out the notices, you take the applications, you conduct the interviews, and then past that point, you have to do a physical testing thing. You got to do polygraphs, and then you can select the ones that you want to go to the academy. And usually there's a second interview at that point. So that whole process, just before you make a selection of people to go to the academy, that can be a couple months right there. And then the academies, depending on how the states are set up, it may be that when they hire the people, they have to wait a week or so before the person can go to the academy because the academy just hasn't started yet. Or they may have to wait a month. And so during this time frame, they may not be allowed to work the road. They may have to be forced to be stuck in the station performing light duty work. Or some places they will allow them to go on the road. Here in Kentucky, that is a common thing in some more rural areas. A person will get hired as an officer, and they'll put them on the road. They'll work them before they ever go to the academy. They got a year before they got to go, and it's a very common thing here. I know here in Kentucky and other parts of the U.S. But anyway, aside from that point, the hiring process, like I said, the applications, polygraphs, interviews, blah blah blah, blah, and then get to the academy part. The academy, several weeks long, several months long. They come back from the academy, and then most places usually have a field training portion where once they learn their stuff at the academy, they come back and then they learn how the agency does stuff, how they do their paperwork. They get acquainted with the environment, the location, where they're going to be working at, the different quirks of different parts of town, and just the familiarization or whatever. And then they're being assessed by their field training officer to determine whether or not this is really right for this person, where they need some additional training at, where they need to improve at, etc. So all in all, it takes over a year in a lot of cases to put a person on the road and they be able to be on the road by themselves without anyone having to be constantly there holding their hand. Unlike other jobs where you hire them right off the street and they start right then and there. So agencies, because of this long process to get someone to work, they'll get someone, they hire them, and then they get through the academy, and when they get back, sometimes in the FTO phase, they realize, well, this person kind of sucks. But they're academy certified, we can use them, so they'll keep them. Just because people are tired of working overtime, and because they need a body to put out there, and because the command staff don't want to come out and work the freaking overtime themselves. They'd rather put a dumbass on the road just because they can put the person on the schedule, and then the admin person or the brass doesn't have to come out there and work. Happens a lot. And then these agencies that do the right thing, they say, you know what, you're not a good fit, we're going to get rid of you. Well, because the person's already been through the academy and they're already certified, guess what? They just go to another agency. And then that agency's like, yeah, you're kind of a dumbass, but we'll take you. And now they're working. I've seen it happen many times. So that's how she probably made it. Either I don't know anything about this agency. Either this agency said, you know what, she's an idiot, but we're tired of overtime, we need someone, we're going to keep her, or she started somewhere else, they got rid of her, and then because she's certified, this place picked her up and just didn't care. I mean, it's possible that during this field training phase for her, that nothing was encountered to observe this egregious, horrible behavior out of her. It could have been that everything they went to was cool, calm, and just wasn't put to the stress. Just wasn't put through the testing, and then just fell through the cracks, so to speak. I kind of doubt it. I think it was probably observed that she was a dirt, and they just decided to keep her because, fuck overtime, right? So yeah, this guy was unarmed, and she fucking blasted him twice. And again, like I said, I do believe that she had a true, legitimate fear. I do think that she was in fear for her life. Probably from her standpoint, she's seeing this large male officer having trouble gaining control of this guy, deployed taser on him, more than once, and the dude's still fighting and is appearing to maybe win the struggle and is about to get up. And especially after that first round's fired and that male officer rolls off, this dude is getting up. Now she is faced with having to go up against this dude potentially by herself. And she just observed this male officer having a very difficult time controlling this guy. So you know that in her head, she absolutely knows, without a doubt, she is going to be unable to fight this guy and win. And because of that, that guy could take her gun and kill her with it. And so this disparity of force is something that has been seen before, given justification for female officers to use deadly physical force against people, when under other circumstances a male officer would not be afforded that same allowance, so to speak. They wouldn't be given that same kind of break in it. They would be held to a little bit of a different standard, so to speak. They'd be like, oh, you shot this guy because you thought they were going to beat you up? No, that don't make any sense. But when it comes to a tiny little girl, it makes more sense. Like, oh yeah, we could understand why you feared this dude was going to kill you just because you were so much smaller than him. So the issue here, the problem is training. I don't think there's proper training going on and proper selection and assessment. I just don't think that she is a good fit in this profession, and I think that at some point someone had to have noticed something. That someone had to have been like, this ain't right. Like, she needs to go. Put her in dispatch. Put her somewhere else. Probably, here's what's probably going to happen to her. If she gets to stay employed, they're probably going to make her a school resource officer. Or they're probably going to put her in public information. Or she'll get to go to day shift where, less crazy stuff goes on. There's more people working and more people can watch her. So she'll be rewarded in some way, so to speak, if she gets to keep her job and isn't terminated. She'll benefit from this in some way. Traditionally in law enforcement, the punishment is to put someone on third shift or something like that. Obviously, she's already working nights, so she'll probably get rewarded being put on day shift where there's more officers to be able to hold her hand, and might even get a good, easy assignment as a school resource officer or working in public relations, or hell, may even get pushed into investigations where she don't have to work the road anymore. I've seen that one happen. I've seen female officers who just totally inadequate working patrol, and what do? They put them in fucking criminal investigations because you ain't got to fight as much. The only thing they got to fight is paper cuts up in the office. Yeah, enough ranting on that. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching.